We are going to start out real short. Look at that. We can see the peacock. Can you guys see the peacock? Look how magical that is in the light there. That is beautiful. That is great. Okay. So we're seeing the peacock on the rotator here. Hey, you guys are doing magic for me. This is cool. Oh, I love it. Cool. We've got some great shots of this peacock. This peacock is a wonderful piece. Welcome to the event. So we're going to be doing the screen vertical today. This was Ed's and my idea so that people that are seeing it on their phone can see them better. And that's one of the things. We're also going to be migrating to YouTube Live in the future. So you'll be seeing that eventually. We're going to go on to the peacock here. Are we going to do all this live, the guys? Okay. So we're going to talk about the peacock briefly. It's important you see the peacock. You saw some great stuff earlier. And who's online, by the way? Do I see any hellos? Tell me hello when you sign in so I can see your who's here. See your messages. Oh, there's a lot of people sending messages already. Great. Renee. Can you move that light for me, please? I don't want to see that. Just get rid of it completely. There we go. Thank you. All right, great. Okay, so peacock. Peacock. We're going to talk about the peacock. We are also live streaming today. We are live streaming at 4 retailers. William Glenn in Sacramento, California. Chris Kringle in Leavenworth, Washington. Fairy Tales and Gifts in Canton, Texas, and Shreveport, Louisiana. They have 2 stores. So those are my little announcements as we struggle through this opening section here with our technical issues. And I really want to talk, do we have live, are we filming live at this point? Great, so you guys can catch me at this point? Because we're just doing the peacock and we're really distracted today. So, okay. So we're going to go live. We're going to do the rest of this live, I think, and so we should not have any issues with any tape issues. But there's the age-old question of fresh flowers or silk flowers. This is called Gifts for Mom, and I'll get into that, why you want to know that. But fresh flowers, I've got a little bouquet down here, and I'm going to put this up here. This is my vase from home that I brought in, and I have got couple bouquets of fresh flowers. So some people love having the fresh flowers. I started out as a florist, so we're going to do that. Renee, will you help me unwrap this so that I don't make such a mess? Just unwrap it completely. And for right now, I'm just going to tuck them in here. And same thing, and you can get rid of that junk too. And we're good. Okay, I got a lot of fresh flowers. I think I have too many for this vase. I guess you can never have too much. But what makes it fresh is adding little silk. I've added a stem to this fairy and just tuck this in there. And look how sweet she is on top of there. So cool, a great way to add to your fresh flowers for your mom. So mom would love a gift that has fresh flowers. She could put it in a nice vase if you bought her a vase or she has a vase, and then put a fairy up on top of it. However, Renee, can you take this thing out of here also, please? However, what about silk flowers? People love silk flowers also. So I have a silk bouquet here, and what a way to present it. John's going to zoom in on me here now and see the silk bouquet. And I've got the larger, what's the name of this fairy? This is Mom's a Gem fairy. I think that's the name of her. Him. You're the best. You're the best. This is the You're the Best fairy, and it says you're a gem on this. So, of course, I'm confused. But silk flowers. Look how beautiful the bouquet is. And then with the fairy wrapped around the bouquet. What a great presentation for a gift. So what I'm going to do is this age-old question we have to answer first. Fresh flowers or silk flowers. Here's one of the surprises I have for you today. I have a special guest today. And that person, many of you know who that person is. That is Rose, who has worked for me for about 20 years now. And Rose, come on back in. Come on over here. So, all right, say hello.
Hello. Thank you, Mark, for inviting me. It's great to be here, and I'm so excited.
Cool.
Thanks for having me.
Nice. So Rose has been with me for 20 years. So many of you have had email and phone contact with her. She's been working with the public, our collectors and fans, for so many years. So many of you know her by name, and I know she knows many of you by name. So pretty cool. But age-old question, Rose is, of course, a mother. You get to make the deciding answer, the fresh flowers or the silk flowers.
Actually, I love both, the combination of both. You know why?
Tell me.
Because I love the colors, combination of colors, and as well as the different textures of it.
Wow, okay. Of course, I should have expected that. I'm going to ask you to, oh my goodness, did we tie this thing tight or what? Well, you got to secure them tight, but I'm going to ask Renee to take, I'm going to give you this, Rose, for right now to hold, and I'm going to take some of these silk flowers. You know, some of these silk flowers, these are actually Mark Roberts silk flowers, and I did not know that we tied this so tightly that, goodness gracious. Well, I hid a pair of wire cutters here so I could cut this. I didn't know I had to do this, but, you know, the things of life. Nothing like a shoestring bow. Renee's going to bring me a few. That's great. He's seeing me struggle here. Cool. Thank you. I love you. You get to hold these too. There we go. Okay, Renee, there's another color of this. There's a lavender color right here. Look at that. So we've got some different silk flowers. Rose, who has all these silk flowers? I think you said one of the stores.
Yes, it's Fairy Tales and Gifts, and they're in Canton, Texas.
Cool. So you can get those on the marketplace if you want the fairy tales or the roses and the hydrangeas and everything. What's so pretty about these is the glitter on them. The gold glitter on the roses and the iridescent glitter on the hydrangea. And, you know, so Mark Roberts that's what you do. I like the silk flowers, and so actually we did have this debate beforehand. I like the silk flowers because I like to putz on the weekends. And I like to, and like Rose said, I actually do the same thing. I like to mix them in together and just make it look a little bit more, I don't need to cut this. But when the fresh flowers go off, I could have got one bouquet instead of two. When the fresh flowers are done, you still have silk flowers. So that whole bouquet would make a nice little remembrance. But the sparkle and the glitter on them really is what makes them look wonderful together. So we have other announcements to make and other things to do, though. So I'm just going to tuck this stuff in there and see how that looks, see how I did. But you really can't even hardly tell, but it adds some sparkle and some magic to it with the fairy. And you've got a really great piece. So let's move on to what's going to be next. Let's have a seat. Let's do that and get a... Renee, I think we can leave this here for right now. We're good to go. So, in addition to Rose being on the set with me today, what other big news do I have for you? It's shopping news, and it is, we have set up an arrangement with a company called Klarna. Thank you, Brian, for putting that up on there. Klarna is a shop now, pay later, interest-free program. So what's great about that is, first of all, it has to be over $200 for the purchase, and then you can pay for it over 4 payments, interest-free. They're taken out every 2 weeks, so like that big peacock, that's why I told you about that peacock. But you would get, let's see, preferred payment plan, 4 equal interest-free payments, full value now. Or you can pay for the full value now. You can see there on the graphic on the screen, it's something divides up the price by 4, and then that comes out every 2 weeks. So, you know, and then when you're choosing the Klarna payment plan, they do give you a quick approval process. It doesn't take that long. It's either approval or denied. And it's only set up for $1,500 maximum. That's all that they would allow us to start out with. So they don't know that the Mark Roberts collectors can sometimes go wild. But if you were to get more than that, first of all, thank you. But do it in multiple checkouts, and you should be able to. Hopefully, you can get beyond that and get more of those. So let's talk about the very best fairy, which is where'd it go?
Mark, it's a great idea, the payment plan.
It's flying into you, Rose. It's coming. Okay.
Yes, because I know a lot of collectors are asking about the payment plan. So I think it's a great help for them.
Yeah, TTC has been pushing me on that. That's Terry Tipton-Catone. I'm going to call her TTC.
Okay.
But she's been pushing me on that to get this going. So thanks, Terry, for doing this. There's a lot of these that we are almost sold out of. And so I want to let you know about that because while we are sold out at my warehouse, the retailers do still have the product, or they should, or the marketplace still has them. So you can go onto the marketplace and see them there. So the very best fairy, I want to say gem all the time. So very, very pretty piece. Angelo came up with this beautiful "You're a Gem" sign. He does a great job with all these signs. I love the soft colors on her, but I should ask Rose, you're a mother. What do you love about her? About him?
I just love everything. The totality of how we designed this fairy.
Cool.
I love it.
Tell me your top three. I was going to say top 10, but tell me your top 3 best things you like.
Accessory.
The like the necklace.
The
what is
necklace.
this? Yeah. Oh, the heart. It's a locket.
Oh, okay. I remember my mom gave me, a locket, which is very special to me.
How sweet.
And also the trim. Look at that.
The detailing.
The detailing. Yes, yes. How beautiful it is. And love the shoes. Look
Details
at
on
those
the feet.
Details on the feet. Yeah. So everything. The total package.
John, can we get a close-up? John's doing the camera again today. John, can we get a close-up of this fabric here? Because people love this fabric, just as close as you can get. People love this fabric here. It's very detailed and exquisite. It's almost like a chinoiserie style fabric. And it's very elegant. It's a great detail and design. I'm going to take that nice Mark Roberts logo away for a minute so you can see the fabric better. But great detailing on the design. There's some pomegranates on there and other things. The color is very subtle and soft. It's very, very elegant. So and here we are. We haven't even fluffed out our own wings. My goodness. So a magical piece, though, for sure. And we have him sitting in an arrangement over here. We wrapped him around a bouquet of flowers. It's a great way to, when you're giving a gift, that's something that lasts and they can remember. And here Brian's got up on the screen now stands. There's like 3 or 4 different stands that are available. The medium-sized fairy will fit the medium-sized stand, and the small one will fit the small. And that's pretty universal for all the fairies and elves, correct, Rose?
Yeah. And again, let's remind them, if they want this, call their favorite retailers. And also, go to the Mark Roberts Marketplace. Get it.
Sounds good. Okay, Renee, I'm going to trade off a few things with you. And what else do we have going on here at this coffee fairy? Is he going to go right here and there? Ah, great, right here. Which one? I'll take this guy. Look at him sitting in the cup there. How sweet. So, you like my new dishes? I just bought these. These are Port Marion. It's called Botanic Garden. I love them. So I'm a shopper like so many of you. But I am a coffee lover for sure. Rose is going to let you in on a secret that happens at my office pretty much every morning, Monday through Friday. And that is, I have heard it said, Rose, that they whisper, has he had his coffee yet this morning? And Rose's desk is closest to mine, or our offices are closest. So I think she's always the one. Is this true?
Very true.
Very true. So am I nicer after I've had my coffee?
Yes.
Okay, so true, so true. Okay, so maybe would you like some coffee?
I do.
Okay.
That would be nice.
All right, that's good. I'm going to hand you the coffee lover fairy.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to have some coffee while we're doing this. And wowie. Okay, this is my first afternoon coffee with my Port Marion here at the office because, and of course I spilled some coffee. What else is new? Okay.
Thank you, Mark.
So the coffee fairy, one of the things, well, I love the sign that's on him. But Rose, you were telling me yesterday what you loved all about him, which is
the black and white apron.
the classic
with-
trim of black and white.
Yes, and also the trim, the gold trim, to accentuate it more, very elegant.
Yeah, and then we picked up the black and white. That black and white is so classic. We picked up the black and white in the ribbons on the top up there and in the ribbons inside of him. The larger one, we were talking about this. Can we look at the large fairy right now, John? And we have him wired in the chair here. But the inside of his hat is actually a coffee bag. So you could actually put it, this coffee is actually fresh ground coffee, by the way. So you could put coffee beans in there if you want, would be cool. But I like the fact that his hat is unique, that it is a coffee bag. So, because I like the fresh ground coffee beans that I make on Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings when I make my coffee and when I have more time to be leisurely and just kind of have fun. So Coffee Fairy is a fun piece. Love your dishes. Thank you, Tonya. Hi, Kathleen. I'm looking at some recent, Sandra. Hey, Sandra. I'm looking at some message. Now I can see them. Our screens are going. You should see what our screens are doing on this side. It's like chaos over here. Hey, Robbie. Hey, Judy. So this is a good time for all of us, both of us, to say thank you for supporting us for so many years. It's been, my goodness, 24 years maybe doing the collectible pieces. It's been since 1997. So Rose has been here virtually all of that time, since the 2001. But you've mentioned so many times how thankful you are, grateful that the public loves our product.
Yes.
And supports us. So there's lots of families that support, and so we appreciate the business for sure. But we enjoy doing it for sure. We love doing this. So this is a much a thanks. So Mark Schneider grew up using Port Marion at the Botanic Garden. So I'm glad, and Michael, thank you. They love the dishes, but I bought the dishes. I don't sell the dishes. So, but there's a great Botanic Garden's a great set of dishes. I'm happy to finally get them. I've admired them for a long time. So after this, we're going to talk about we're going to talk about birthdays also. So in addition to Mother's Day, we're going to talk about birthdays. And so we can do it down here, actually, if we want. Let's do it down here. I'm going to just put this here for Renee. Renee, I'm going to let you go ahead and bring the birthday cake in here, because we have some fun things to do. Rose, I'm going to let you hold this.
Okay.
Oh, and I have a cup somewhere. I know where my cup is. We're so crazy. I'm just going to hold him for a little bit. So the birthday fairy, fun little piece. Yeah, we can put this guy here. We'll put the big guy right here. And the birthday fairy is fun because I have like birthday fairy, birthday elf, and I have multiple ones because I put them out at different times, obviously when people have a birthday. Rose, do you know anybody that's a grandmother that has grandkids that celebrates lots of birthdays?
That's me.
John, can we look at Rose for a minute? Because I just have one complaint to make right now. Does this look like the face of a grandmother? Rose is nothing but ageless beauty. She has basically not changed in the last 20 years since I've known you. I mean, very, very little. I mean, I've gotten wrinkled and gray, and you have maintained. So, you know, I hardly believe that you have grandkids, but I know she does because she talks about them a lot. So, but, you know, whether it's grandkids or nieces and nephews, moms and dads, brothers, wives, husbands, you know, celebrating birthdays is always fun to do. So I have different birthday fairies and birthday elves that I have around that I can use depending upon which one. But I want to show you a trick that I've done before. And I've got this great birthday cake here. So Rose, I'm going to ask you to hold this for a minute. Sure. And this is a second set of dishes, by the way, that I bought, Floral Haven, and this is from Royal Worcester also. But you remember these. Many of you are golfers, so you know what this is. This is a golf tee. So I am going to stick some golf tees in here. They're clean. And I'm going to put 5 of them actually in here, and we'll see how this works. We have not tested this, so we're doing this live, so let's see if we make it work. Hope I get it right. But, you know, birthdays are wonderful, but we don't want to blow out candles now. We're in COVID time. We're finishing it up. We're winding it down. But we don't want to really be blowing out the cake and blow out the candles. That's probably not right at this time. So what a more fun way to do. I put the golf tees in there. I use the large golf tees. I've put a plate on top of there. We have not tested this because I was too cheap to buy a second cake. So, and then put this little elf fairy on top. And so he's sitting on festooning on top of the pretty cake. So maybe what you do is you put a little votive candle inside here, because we don't have lots of candles on our cakes anymore, right? No, we'd have to call the fire department. So, but wouldn't it be great to just put a little votive candle in there, maybe a little votive, and then you pull the cup out and blow the candle out, make your wish, blow the candle out. So thanks, Terry. Hey, Chris, how you doing? So anyways, this is a fun way to dress your cake that's already pretty. The cake is actually pretty beautiful. We can't wait to try it. We're going to do this right after the show. But a fun way to do something different with your pieces and make it memorable. I think Rose and I, you and I talked about this yesterday, is what we like about having people over and events at home or with family is what makes them memorable. What makes the kids and the grandkids go home and say, "Oh my God, can you believe what Grandma did?" Or "Can you, what my dad did or my mom did or aunts and uncles." People love the memory, and so when you give them a memory, something that's fun and easy like this, it's just cool. So, birthday fairy, we're almost sold out of this also? I think we're
almost sold out. Okay. But this is a great reminder for us, for you to, contact your favorite retailers, because I know for sure they still have them. Before it's gone, call them. And of course, Marketplace also. Please go and check it out.
When you buy on the Marketplace, you're supporting, whenever you buy a Mark Roberts piece, you're obviously supporting Mark Roberts. When you buy it on the Marketplace, you're supporting a local retailer, whether it's in your town but it's a small retailer. The Marketplace retailers are all small independent retailers that really, for me, that's the backbone of our country, the business, are the small independent retailers. They take a lot of risks and do a lot of work and have a lot of expenses, and so when you can support them, that's wonderful. So you'll find this, you can find these on the Marketplace. I believe that they are on there. I know there's a lot of stuff that's hard to find right now, and here's the reason why. We bought the same product amount that we did last year, and know that last year when I bought all the inventory, produced all the inventory, all that was done well before COVID. So last year was obviously last spring, it was happened a year ago. So I just assumed, let's get the same amount of product, because even though retailers had a lot of stuff left over, let's be sure we have enough. Well, you've surprised us. And I mean, stuff is just going away left and right. So we're selling out of certain things. But when we say we're sold out, the retailers may still have them, so please check with those retailers. And the Marketplace, you hopefully can find some of those on the Marketplace. So mic for Rose, please. So Rose's mic is off.
It's on.
It's on.
I don't know why they couldn't hear me. Do I need to increase the volume? Okay.
All right, well, we'll try. And if not, then I'll share the microphone, because we've known each other for a long time. So, this is actually, I wasn't going to bring this up, but Virginia in Atlanta, at the Atlanta Merchandise Mart, at the Gift Mart in Atlanta, one of the security people that's been there forever, she assumes that Rose and I are husband and wife and have been married for 20 years, because she often, when I'm there alone, she'll say, "Well, how's your wife? Where is she at? How's Rose doing?" And I hate to let her down. I feel like I'd be doing okay with that. So we're going to now talk about another birthday item, and that is, let's get up and do this up here, Rose. And that is the birthday elf. And what's so cool about this guy is, here's the backstory, first of all. I was supposed to get yesterday gift wrapping paper, but I forgot. I got a lot of other things, but I forgot to pick up the gift wrapping paper. Jong asked me about it, and he said, "Did you get the gift wrap?" I said, "No, my God, I forgot." So I said, "I'll get it later today or tomorrow." And I come up later to upstairs where he's doing in the studio, kind of setting this stuff up. And I said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "I wrapped it already." And I said, "Where'd you get the white paper?" And he said, "It's just white printing paper." So he wrapped it with the white printing paper and added the ribbons, which we had around here. And then he tied this little elf on here. But I want to show you the exciting part about this. He just snaps in and on and off. We know we have that little tube back there. But can I ask you to hold this again, Rose? Yes. Look what he did. This is, again, Jong is so creative. This is the ribbon roll. And he just glued the ribbon, the last amount onto there. Here is another golf tee that he glued into there. So this is in there somewhat sturdy. And he glued it to the top of the cardboard. So the box is still fine. And this little elf just festoons on top of the present. So a great way to festoon and dress a present. Great when you can you're giving two gifts at once. What amazed me, you'd think that was what amazed me the most on this, because I was like thrilled when I saw that, but no. It was this, the card. I said, "Where's this card you got? Where'd you get this?" And I looked at it, Jong, where'd this come from? And he just took the image of it that we have in the system, in our computers, and printed it out with a pink background, because he wanted that color that matches the ribbon. And I'm going to flip it all the way around so you can just see it from the backside. It's open in here, so you can hand write to Rose. Happy birthday, Rose, for so many great years, Mark, Uncle Mark. So what I was saying to him yesterday, and to Rose, I said, this is product development. This is how we do it. We just do stuff, and ideas pop up. But John came up with that quick, easy concept, which we like to make things functional. So we've got the card on there for him. And so next year's birthday elf or fairy will definitely have this concept on it. And so it will be able to be personalized. So what a great idea. Michelle May is saying what a great idea. And so cute. That was Jong's great idea. And yes, it is very cute. So they're saying thank you, Jong. Jong, it rhymes with long or song, S-O-N-G. Jong, not John. John is on the camera, and Jong is doing all this other magic with us. So fun piece. This guy is very colorful and festive. And can I ask you to hold the present? Because it looks beautiful against your blue. Look what we did with the elf, the big one, and added balloons to him. So wow, this guy covers me up good, which is great. So very cool how we just added the balloons to his hand, his arms. They're just tied together. They're regular balloons that, there we go, this came with the balloons, right, John? And you spent like $2 on it, or $1.50 or something. It cost nothing. So, and then we just taped them together and put them in a bunch, and so they're not even helium balloons. And the colorful straws, and it looks great in his hand. So he would greet people at the door at the beginning of a party. He'd be just right there for it. Very colorful. This guy is still available. Now, can I do this, Rose? I'm going to really ask you to hold all this stuff so we can look at this guy. Because I believe, I'm not sure if we're almost out of this one. If we are not almost out of it, we will be soon. So birthdays happen all the time, so this is a good one to have. I will for sure get this piece because I love this one. This is probably my favorite of these birthday pieces. So, but great colors. There's soft pastel colors going on. Great detail. I think Rose, the same thing. Look at this feet. Look at how great the feet are. Can I get that good angle on the feet? That's great. You know, people love the details we do on the feet, on the hats that are so unique. And yeah, they are looking for those details, aren't they? So, okay, great. I'm going to grab this stand since that got put in here, and I'm going to stick him on the stand. So the happy birthday elf, I probably don't have his name right again. What's his name? He's the birthday wishes elf. And he's on the medium stand, and he's going to be flying up a little bit above there. But so festive, so happy. Any of these stands would be great to put them on there. And those stands you're going to be, you always can use a stand. You don't always have to use one, but you always can use one for sure. So, happy birthday.
Is this mine now?
The answer is yes. Can you pull out, John, so we can see this? Because you need to see the reaction. The answer is yes, because it's 4 light bulbs up above that we didn't put in. So that's the box that John used. It was the perfect size. So if you would like it, yes, but you do have to climb up on a ladder and put the light bulbs in.
I can do that.
There we go. So you just want the elf on top, right?
Yes.
Okay, and the packaging. Cool. Okay, so we are going to move on to, I'm just going to set this down here. And we're going to, you know what, are there any questions? I have not been reading the screen that much today, so this is a good time. If there are any questions, go ahead and put them out there for me. Wherever you want to put it, wherever you want to put it. And we're going to go to these wonderful little girl fairies that are coming up. Very, very magical pieces. Again, almost sold out. They're almost gone. I love the color green is my favorite. Thanks, Cheryl. I love green also. Greens, yellows, really the softer colors are pretty wonderful. So these dancing girl fairies are pretty magical, and you probably saw the picture. We saw that. Is that picture live, or is that, that is live? Okay, great. Do we even have light on here? Cool. We're going to get more light on there right now as we speak. So, okay, Renee, I'll take that. Thank you. Thank you. So what's neat about the girl fairies, I'm going to get on this side so I can, because Rose is going to, is Rose's microphone still working? All right, great.
I think yes.
So Rose, you can come in, Rose, over to here. Right there, you're good. So the dancing girl fairies, they're assortment of 2. They come as assortment of 2. Some stores or retailers or the marketplace will have them as a set of 2. So the pricing would be different. Brian, do we have them set? We have them priced each on the screen. Is that correct? Yes, it is. So we're showing them as each. Some retailers or the marketplace may even be showing them as sets of 2. The differences in them, there's subtle differences, but this one has a pink floral lace around her dress, and this one has a blue. The blue one also has a aqua mint green floral on her feet, where the girl with pink has a more pink detail on her feet. So there's subtle differences to them. They're really elegant. But what I asked John to do on this cabinet, and John's going to back out now for a second, but what I asked him to do on this cabinet was to do something like people would have as a bookshelf at home, but let's still make it something different. What would we do in the showroom? And John came up with the swing and put it together in like 5 minutes. And just made the swing with some rope, added some silk flowers and ivy to the piece, and secured her on there swinging. So it gets motion, it gets excitement going in the cabinet, and what do people say when they walk in?
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Yeah. It creates a memory again that when they come to your home, it's a memory like, oh, you would not believe I was at Rose's house last week. You would not believe what I saw. I think that's the wonderful thing about some of these pieces is that kind of fun that people have with them. So.
And I know you mentioned that we only produce very limited,
very small. You are correct. Okay, thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
The medium size, or the larger one, whatever we want to call it, we only made 50 of those. So of course they're going to be sold out very soon. Only 50 for the whole planet. So the small ones, I think it was, 200? It's whatever the small one is, it's a very small number also for the quantity of them. So if you're getting one of these medium dancing girl fairies, you're getting one of 50. You're getting a very limited run on that. I think as I've said that, that production run is based upon certain materials or trimmings, and this particular lace, embroidered lace fabric on her dress was very limited. It was very expensive, and it was very limited. They didn't have that much left, so I just said, give me all you have. And then from that, we figured out how much we could make. And so that's how we came up with the limited edition numbers for that. She should have been, I would have done much more of her, because she's so gorgeous, but that fabric on her dress really is so embroidered, it's so pretty. And the colors are just so rich on her. Look at the beautiful yellows. We know yellow's Pantone color of the year. So.
Now the question is, are we going to bring this again next year? What do you think?
We will do a new one for next year. You have opened up not Pandora's box, but Rose's box, because now you've opened up something that you've let people know. We are working on next year's product for spring right now. So we have got all downstairs. If you remember the Facebook Live I did last year about this time, and I did a walk through the downstairs offices, John and I were down there with all the ribbons and boxes and fabrics and trims and parts. We are doing the same again. We're working on next year's line right now. So yes is the answer. You haven't seen them yet, Rose, because we haven't gotten that far along. We haven't gotten that far along with them. But we are doing the designing on those. And I think Michael's asking me a question. Mark, do you think we can get all Hallowed Eve's Father Santa or Wizard like the Easter ones you have? We can try. Are there new elfins coming? Cheryl, absolutely, yes, there are. There are some new ones coming, so that's going to be new for spring 2022, because we're working on them now. We did new ones for Christmas 2021, including part of the 12 Days of Christmas elfins, or North Pole elves. Basically, the elfins are in the spring, they don't have their beard. And they become North Pole elves in the winter, and they have a beard. So that's our little different secret there. So. No, Trudy, we do not sell the swing. We don't. But you can make it, Trudy. It's easy. It's easy. It's just a bar of some sort, or you can do it with a twig, and then get some rope, tie it together, and then just after you've done it, you kind of hide your mechanics of your wires with different silk flowers and just hot glue them on. It's just wonderful, easy to do, and I know you can do that for sure. Are you doing any more peacock range like Mrs. Claus? I believe there's is there any peacock Santa or Mrs. for this year?
This year?
I think not. I'm not sure. Yeah. So if you got the one from last year, you got it. There may be a few of those still available at certain retailers. You can check and see. But There are some beautiful Mrs. Clauses, and one of them is very elegant. There's two that are very traditional, and one of them has a lot of really glittery, that pink. It's like a corally pink, glittering. That dress is stunning.
With another Santa.
Of course, she's gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Cool. So I'm looking at these questions here on both sides. I've got the lights in my eyes as I'm doing that, though. So, but with these eyes. Okay, Trudy, good. You're going to be creative. That's great. That swing will be copied in the store here, please. Who's that? Christina Snow. Great. Hi, Terry. Terry's been a big help. She does the Mark Roberts Magic. She moderates that Facebook page, Mark Roberts Magic, which is a collector's page. So I want to say it has nothing to do with me because I'm not involved in it at all. I'm a fan on that page also, but I love seeing all the comments that go on some of these pages. So, yes, Robbie, this is Miss Rose. She is very nice. You were absolutely right.
Hi, Judy.
And her son Robbie, there.
Oh, okay, Robbie.
And Robbie just started in the Mark Roberts Collectors page as well. And I think that's called Mark Roberts Collecting. So it's great to be able to interact with so many people on here. And Brian's rolling the screens back or something. But, okay. And there are links on the comment section. Brian's tucking them in now and then so you can order some of those pieces. The reason we're going to go to YouTube Live is so that you can go ahead and watch that on your TV or your computer monitor, and then if you want to buy anything, you can get it off your phone or something. So Terry is amazing. They're talking about you, Terry. I'm seeing lots of screens on there. Okay, so after these beautiful girl fairies, I think I'm back to the peacock. So, peacock fairy, and then we're going to talk about the peacock itself. But let's just talk about the peacock fairy first, because somebody just brought up peacock. That was a great segue. I didn't remember your name. I have to scroll back up. I don't need to right now. But thanks for that great segue about peacock and Mrs. Claus, because we're going to talk about peacock fairy for spring. Gorgeous piece. I love doing the peacock fairies because you can use those for Mardi Gras, for just magic in general, just the pizzazz of them. Peacocks are stunning. So I love peacock. I love the color of them and the beauty of them. I remember the first time I saw a live peacock, it was in Florida. And I was probably one of your grandkids' age, because I probably was like 12 or 13. Are your grandkids that young?
12, 13. My eldest is 10.
Okay, so I wasn't quite. I'm going to get in trouble for exposing her age here. But I remember seeing a real peacock, and I was amazed. It was in Florida when I saw it. I was amazed. So anyways, but the peacock fairy, we've actually put a stem in this floral arrangement. Jong did this beautiful Biedermeier style floral arrangement with these gorgeous pink Mark Roberts roses with the gold glitter on them.
Love it.
I love the Dutch Biedermeier style because it's just such a clean, crisp look. It's very elegant. It's very timeless. It's always timeless. And then he just stuck one of these stems in here so we can sit the fairy on it. And this is a silk flower bouquet. So I would do this at my home, and I would switch out the fairy in different seasons, and I would keep the flowers all the time, move it around, but I put different fairies for different reasons. So we have a small one of this too. Renee has it here. Great. So Rose, I'm going to ask you the same question. What are your favorite details on this fairy here?
I think for the peacock, I love this accent here on top of it.
The jewel on his hat. The jewel on his hat is gorgeous.
And on this side here, look at that gem.
That emerald is so gorgeous. So my favorite are these little like jewel or glass tasseled beads that are hard to see, but they're about the size of your finger, the width of the finger. When we found those, it was like magical how colorful they are and how they reflective they are. They're like a prism almost. Prism with a not prison, prism. So, but very, very magical in the colors, and they're on the feet also. And you're pointing to the feet for a reason, I think, because you know that copper is one of my favorite colors. I love that rich copper color and how it goes with the greens and blues and purples of this guy. So peacock fairy, I don't know, are we almost out of this one also, or we're getting close on this one, I think?
Yeah. This, we're almost sold out. Yeah, the medium size. And small too. I'm pretty sure.
We've been surprised again this year at the response to all of it. So thank you all very much. It's been, it's kind of humbling in a way. and we're working more hours and working longer and everything. So let's talk about the peacock again. Now that you know you can get it with 4 payments. Renee, I'm going to hand this off to you so we can see this peacock better, because what I want to show you a few things about it. First of all, remember this again. This is especially one that you can do where you can get 4 payments off of this if you buy it on the marketplace. And Rose, tell me again, who bought a bunch of these peacocks this week? It was
William Glenn.
William Glenn.
One.
William Glenn got, I think, 6 of them or something.
Yes.
So they got a lot of them, and he has them on the. William Glenn is the name of the store, but Mark Schneider is the owner of the store. It's a long. Chris Kringle has some.
They also have.
Okay, and I think William Glenn may be the only one on the marketplace that we checked, but whoever has it on the marketplace, you can get them this way. We know that William Glenn has 6 of them because we shipped them there this week. So
Interior Digs.
Interior Digs. Okay, so there's
we
different
cover all
stores.
different,
Okay, different regions.
regions.
So you get this piece, and you can get it in 4 payments, and I believe it's about, Brian, what is it, like $275 per payment, or close enough? Yeah, he's saying yes. When you divide it by 4 payments, and then it's not so bad. I have this exact piece at home, and the way I have it on a 30-inch round table, glass top table, and the peacock, the tail, just like this, it falls off, and it's in the entry, and it's turned like this. You can, the head is wired, so you can adjust it and pose it and everything. But you could also put him on your mantle, not only like this. I'm going to move this and hope I don't create a stir, but you can just as beautifully put him across, and, well, he's going to eat that tree branch there. But put him across the mantle more so, and let that lay across the top so nicely. This is wired, so all of these are wired. So you're not going to be able to stand it up, right? But you can manipulate it, you can move it and pose it and give it a graceful pose. How great would this be on a sideboard, covering the whole sideboard, and there was some big, beautiful candle holders on each side of it? Would be wonderful. I can't see your comments that much. I'm focusing now. The screen is much farther away because we're doing a different setup today. But Terry is telling us that there's somebody in Germany that loves the peacock. So if they're watching in Germany, guten Tag. Okay, so I'm going to put this back over here. But this is in a magnificent piece. When we first did this peacock, Jong and I worked on this together, and we had it out on a table. Jong, the table was about an 8-foot table, and we had it laid out. And we were both working on this piece, doing different details on it at the same time. And that's really a fun thing that I'm going to interrupt myself for a minute. Do they ship to Australia and Germany? I believe, will William Glenn ship to Europe or Australia?
I believe so.
Okay, Mark, if you're watching,
easily,
you figure it out, or we'll help you figure it out. And Christian in Australia has a bunch and looking forward to getting mine. Cool. Okay. So as Jong and I were making this is one of the things. Jong and I have worked together for 20 years also. And we can sit there on a big piece like this and be on work at the same table. And it's a big round 8-foot table. And we're both working on things at the same time. And we're like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And we're gluing it on and doing it all together. And it just kind of works. It comes together. So to his credit, Jong is a master at scale. And so he gets this, he drew out the face here and had it sculpted for us. But he knows the scale, and from there to build the body and the neck and the feet and everything. And his spot-on detail with the scale, the size, and the proportion is what makes this so graceful. Is the ability to pull that all together. And I worked on it too. We both did. I think I would say, no, we're not going to put as many tail feathers on it. Let's thin them out so that it doesn't fall over. But we both worked on all the different details of these and had a ball doing it. And it just comes together. It's magical. It comes together. It's on this great, wonderful base. So
outstanding piece. Yeah.
It's outstanding. So yeah, I have it at home. It's one of the pieces that I took right away. Rarely do I get something right away. I usually take it after the fact. So what about questions? I'll ship it to Jupiter. Mark Schneider from William Glenn is saying he'll ship it to Jupiter. Now, Mark, are you talking Jupiter, Florida? Or are you talking Jupiter like Saturn and so How many peacocks got made? Alexander, that's a great question, and you're giving me heart palpitations right now because I'm thinking this has got to be a multi-year item, and we're going to have to make a new version because I bet we're going to sell out pretty soon, and we're going to have to come up with a new version of it. So that's a great question. I want to say we were able to do, based on the fabrics, like 250. So, or it could be the jeweling or something. But if we have to do another one, we will come up with a different design on it. We have done the peacock in white also, which is gorgeous, very all white. So we will be sure that this jeweled peacock will be something that's going to go for a long time. So Brian is flagging me. You and Mr. Jong are a dream team. Thanks, Robbie. Jong is a really very talented person. I'll never work with anybody more talented. Just as with Rose, I'll never work with a better salesperson who's made me a better person at the same time. So, and Brian's pushing me along, saying, "Okay, it's time to go on to the rabbits." So, we included the rabbits in this show, the gentleman's rabbit, because hey, Brian, welcome. Brian is a great collector. Let's put it up here, Renee. Brian is a great collector from Florida, and I know he likes rabbits. I know he loves cats, and so. But these gentleman rabbits, they're not Easter. They are not even spring so much as they are, when we designed these last year, Jong and I were talking, and we said something about like something for a man's office. And he said why don't we call it a gentleman's rabbit? And I said, okay. So we started looking for accessories and stuff and coming up with concepts and designs. And Jong was drawing out the costumes while I was pulling out the fabrics. So I think we both did a good job because I love the costumes. I like how the details worked out, and I like the fabrics, how they come together. But one of the fun things is, we're here in California, and this guy has a pipe. Well, Brian smokes marijuana and no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Brian's behind the camera, and he doesn't. He's a very good guy, but I had to tease him because I've been giving him grief all week. But no, we found this old little pipe. And what a cool piece to put with the rabbit. So, you find things, elements and things along the way, whether it's that great card that Jong did that was simple but genius, or something like a pipe that's the right size, it's a burl wood. Let's get it, we'll figure it out later, we'll put it on something later. These buttons that are on here, these velvet buttons with the diamonds or diamond-like pieces around them. Probably another fun thing that I like, and this is a Jong thing, is the umbrella here. So what is the umbrella made of? If Patty Sue and Lori Acton are watching, they're going to laugh and they're going to know this. What is this? This is a candy cane. I swear to God, I said, Jong, is that a plastic candy cane? Yeah, I had them put glitter on it. So it's a plastic candy cane with glitter on it, some wire, fabric, a little metallic metal millinery rose, and a little metal piece down here, and he fashioned it into an umbrella. I mean, what a genius. So this is why it's so much fun to work together, because we concept things together, and then I think that's what I love about my team, all of the team. We concept things together regardless of what it is, and people run with it. Edmund's been doing a great job on the marketplace, and Brian and John and Ed have been working on all this Facebook Live, and it's not been easy because Uncle Mark has changing things at the last minute and try to get it right. And I think they can do anything, but they do. And that's the magic of my team. And so I love the fact that so many people have been here more than 20 years. It's great. It's a great, 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 great compliment to have such good people to do that with. So Jong is telling me from behind. Jong is also directing. And he's saying, turn your turntable around. So he's right, because bunnies still get cute little funny tails, fluffy tails. The great detail of this fabric. This is a silk fabric that is almost like the way it's woven, it almost looks like it's printed, but the colors are very rich and they're deep. The burgundies and the greens and the golds, and then the purples and the burgundies and the blues over here. Just great, great colors. Pants that are really wonderful. And the hats, the detail on the hat, or the fabric on the hat, because this is a black velvet with this copper diamond. It's so pretty on there. So I didn't get to ask you, Rose, but I'm going to ask you, I'm going to spin this back around. I'm going to ask you the same question. What's your favorite element on these?
Yes. I love this part here. Look at this. This, what do you call that?
The button detail
yeah,
that goes down the
yes.
front. I would say that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and also, the whole thing of him with this
The
watch,
pocket watch, the composition.
the composition of it. Just love it.
So I love all of those things, but I love one other thing. And when we were concepting these out, one of the things that I said to Jong was, I said, he should even be wearing a monocle somehow. If we can get him to wear a monocle. I said, I have no idea how we're going to do that. And a little while later, I said, how did you do that? Where'd you come up with it? He took the eyeglasses and he just clipped them in half. And so he's got a monocle with a stem on it, but it's very, very cute. And it's got the chain on it. So how cool is that? That he's very old-fashioned. He's got his amazing, I'm going to call it a candy cane umbrella, even though it's not. He's got his pipe, or Brian's pipe, or something like that. And Brian may not be here for the next show if I get him in too much trouble, but Brian's a great guy, trust me. And they're just fun pieces, very, very fun pieces. So Kathleen and Trudy, I think that's mother and daughter, and they're saying we need these guys. So they're probably available, Kathleen or Trudy, they're probably available on the marketplace. That's the whole point, that we want to support the retailers and we're trying to develop the marketplace. The marketplace is not, although we host it, the marketplace is a place where independent retailers across the country can do business in the modern era online, but you're still working with those each individual retailer. So you're supporting local retailers, small businesses throughout the country, whether they're in your backyard neighborhood or somewhere else. Whenever you can go into your own local stores, please do that too. We want to support the local retailers. They're important. So what other questions? We have a little bit of time left. I also got, while we're waiting for some questions, John, can we back up? I got some cards in the mail. Rose doesn't work as much on it. You get help some of the girls in the office with entering the registration cards.
Yes.
But Rose gets, all of these type of cards, they go to Rose first and then they go to me. So, but these came last week, and so we get, not all the time, but we get different cards from people that are just add-on when you're sending in your registrations. Right. But this one is from Henry in Singapore. I mean, come on, Singapore. And this next one is from Elaine in Stamford, Connecticut. And just really nice cards. This is just thank you for making your wonderful creations. They bring a smile to my face every day. Thanks, Elaine, because these truly they make us smile. We're really happy with them. And then Terry's up in Washington State, and she sent us a very fairy-like card with some beautiful sentiments for the whole staff, which was great. This is for everybody. So everybody gets to see them, so we say thank you. You don't have to send us in a card, but it's always nice when we get it. We like them. So, but you're talking to people on the phone. Brian, next time we'll have to put the toll-free number up so they can call Rose and talk to her. But Rose's hotline. You can say right there, John, I'm going to get Rose's phone. Rose has a phone. When you do call into Rose, here's the phone. Can you get a nice, here, we'll put it right here for you. Here's her phone, and this is the hotline. And so normally it's a direct line to Santa, but this is when you call in the consumer hotline. Is this the phone? Is this what it looks like?
Yes, exactly.
We need a Pinocchio fairy. We need a Pinocchio fairy. So
the toll-free number for you to call me directly, it's 877-962-7624. I memorize it.
Cool. I hear Rose talking to consumers all the time on the phone, and so she's very engaging and informative. She knows a lot, and she finds stuff for people, and she'll find you a retailer that will have the product. So Ms. Rose has she's called your mom before. Cool.
Yes, Rob.
So you know Judy? You've spoken to Judy before? Okay.
Yes, I did.
Cool.
Yeah.
All over the place. So we're going to be doing this again in 3 weeks. And that one is going to be called Spring Has Sprung. And do we know what everything is going to be in it? Most everything, but we'll have a few other things. What we want to do is do different things. So have different, as I said in the beginning, we're working our way through these and we're figuring them out as we go along. And remember that soon we'll be going to YouTube Live. but we will still notice and advertise it on Facebook here so that you know where to find it at. So we'll probably do a test or two on that, and hopefully we'll get these things right. We had some stumbles in the beginning here. That was a little bit of a challenge, but our studio is being built out. I think, Jong, is it the next one or the one after that? I think it's the one after that. So we're going to do an event in 3 weeks, and then 2 weeks after that we're going to do another one. So that'd be mid-May. So Jong and I were talking yesterday, and we have to build out that side of the studio to finish the kitchen area. So because we haven't done that. So will you do a patriotic themed event in the future? I collect patriotic fairies. Of course, Robbie, I know you do. You're a patriot. You're an American. Absolutely. Robbie, you're stealing my thunder, my friend, because that event in May is going to be called, come on, my brain is, the Patriotic Chef, we're going to call it, the Patriotic Chef. And so that will be cooking and patriotic items so that it will be well in time for Memorial Day and 4th of July, barbecue and cooking and stuff. So it's going to combine both of those, so you now know what the next two upcoming events will be. 3 weeks from now, Spring Has Sprung. 2 weeks from then will be the Patriotic Chef.
It's going to be exciting. So, I know every show is packed with so many great,
surprises. How about surprises? Lots of surprises.
Yep.
Celebrate America, absolutely. So I'm not sure if Patty Sue and Lori from Acton from Reno, if they're watching this time, but they know the chaos that goes on because they helped us set up a showroom once in Atlanta. When they had their flower shop in Reno, they came and helped us set up, I think it was in December 2004. No, 2005. 2004. Because they went to the White House after that and did flowers for the inauguration that year. So, any questions? I'll capture any of your questions in the next minute or so. The clock is ticking down. I think I have a minute and a half left or something. We're allowed to go over, though, by the way. But I'll answer any questions for you. We're trying to keep these to an hour. Brian gave me a clock so I can look at a clock the whole time. And if you want that peacock, don't forget that peacock. It's a wonderful piece. I have it, and I don't regret it at all. I just love having that piece. I'm very happy with it in my entry. And I've had it there since we first got them. I got them as soon as we got the shipment. I took one right away before we sold out of them. So the peacock is great. John, can we get a quick close-up of this? And Renee, I'm going to hand this off to you. And we'll just look at that peacock for the John, I'm going to move this guy, and if we can get a close-up of some of the jeweling on here. Or do you want me to move the peacock onto the table here? I'm going to put it right here so we can get a better view of it. So we can see this detail here. I'm going to even bend him over. Look at this massive. This is like the size of my hand open. This jewel is gorgeous and then wraps around here like this. And I don't remember the exact details of stuff, but I want to say that Jong was putting this on and I was gluing this on like practically at the same time. We just kind of figure all this stuff out. And of course, this gorgeous millinery stuff, I can tell Jong did this because he doesn't just put it on, he has to add some extra jewels inside of there. So the magic of that, let's see if we can see that also. He added inside this millinery flower, this green sequin piece. So it's pretty magic. So yeah, it's strung through the tail feathers. It's just magical. But again, you can pose it. The head is posable. So you can pose the neck. Let's have him looking back at you. And he's got a crown. So okay. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Michael, for coming. I see you there. Trudy, thank you. Jessica, you have the peacock. Cool. So you have one and I have one. Thanks, Jessica. I'm glad you enjoy it. Jessica, do you have the purple one or the blue one, I'll call it, or the white one, the all-white one? We're waiting for your fingers to type, Jessica. Hey, Robbie, Judy, we're happy to do this. Okay, so till we see you again in 3 weeks, thank you so very, very much. You got to meet Rose in person, and we will see you in 3 weeks. Thank you.